what I thought about closing the inpatient services at the VA there, forcing veterans in that part of Indiana to drive all the way to Indianapolis. I don't think that's the kind of treatment that our veterans deserve. And when I am the Commander-in-Chief, we're going to take care of them, from our oldest veterans to our youngest veterans, and provide the health care and the VA system that they deserve to have. Now, I know that none of this will be easy, but there is no limit to what we can do together if we elect a president who is ready to take charge as Commander-in-Chief and knows how to make this economy work for working families again. Now, I wish the Republicans would be so embarrassed by the last 7 years that they would just hand over the keys to the White House. But unfortunately, they're not going to do that. They've chosen a nominee who is offering 4 more years of the same. Now, Senator McCain is a friend of mine, and I respect his service to our country. But he has the wrong ideas for America. On Iraq, he will give us more of the same. He's willing to keep troops in Iraq for up to 100 years. On the economy, he will give us more of the same that has already brought us record deficits and our country to the brink of a recession. If we're going to take America in a new direction, we need a candidate ready to go toe-to-toe with John McCain on national security and to win the debate on the economy. I believe with all my heart I am that candidate to go into this fall election ready to take the case to John McCain and the Republicans. And I am also ready to stand strong for you as your president. Now, let's face it. If all that it took was a president saying this is what we should do and everyone should agree, because it is self-evident that the health insurance should back off because we need to have health care for everyone, that Wall Street should back off because we need to start taking care of Main Street, that the oil companies should not be seeking more and more tax breaks, but instead should be part of the solution instead of the problem, well, that would be wonderful. But that is not what we will face next January, because the corporate special interests in Washington aren't going anywhere. And I've taken them on before. I took on the drug companies and the insurance companies in our effort to bring health care to every American. And I helped to bring it to 6 million children, and we're going to bring it to the remaining 9 million who don't have it, over George Bush's veto and the opposition of those who don't see the purpose in taking care of our children. I stood up to Wall Street, calling on them to take responsibility for their role in the home mortgage crisis. Work with us, I said. Let's have a moratorium on home foreclosures. Let's freeze interest rates. Isn't it better to keep people in their homes paying what they can afford than to have vacant houses that stand next to houses where people are trying to raise their children, and those houses become magnets for blight and crime? Why don't we hold the Wall Street money brokers responsible for their role in this recession? And I stood up to the oil companies. I voted against Dick Cheney's energy bill that had more special interest giveaways to the oil companies. And I will take them on again, because I believe I have what it takes to stand up and fight for you when you need a president on your side. I know what it takes to create good jobs and make this economy work again for everyone willing to work. And I will do what it takes to keep jobs here in America, lower gas prices, and provide health care and affordable college for every American. And there's one thing you know about me. I am no shrinking violet. And I may stumble, I may get knocked down, but I will always get right back up, and I will never quit until the job is finished. And that's one reason I'm so happy to be here with all of you, because that's the Hoosier spirit. You know, that great movie that was based on the story of Milan, the Milan Miracle, I've always admired the grit of those players, their determination to defy the odds. They were counted out time and time again. But Americans love a good comeback, and we're going to have a great comeback for America when I am your president. We're going to build an America where the next generation is always better off than the last. An America that does live up to our highest ideals. We're going to take our Constitution out of cold storage. We're going to remind everybody in our government that we are a nation of laws, not of men. And we're going to make it clear that we are all created equal, entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, neither Senator Obama nor I, nor many of you, were fully included in the vision of our founders, but we've been blessed by men and women in each generation who saw America not as it was, but as it could and should be. The abolitionists and the suffragists, the progressives and the union members, the civil rights leaders, all those who marched and protested, risked and sometimes lost their lives because they looked into a child's eyes and saw the promise of a better future. Because of them, I grew up taking for granted that women could vote. Because of them, my daughter took for granted that children of all colors could attend school together. Because of them, Senator Obama and I will stand on this stage before you tonight. And because of them and because of you, this next generation will grow up taking for granted that a woman or an African American can be the President of the United States of America. We are the heirs. We are the heirs to an extraordinary tradition of progress, and it now falls to us to keep the promise of America for the next generation. Together, we will reach out to those on the margins and in the shadows, because that's what we do in America. Break barriers, open doors, and make sure every voice is heard. Together, we will protect our country and preserve our Constitution. And we will once again lead the world by our values. And together, we will turn promises into action, words into solutions, dreams into reality. It will take leadership and hard work, but we've never been short on either. All we need is a president who will seize this moment, lift this nation, and lead this world. A president who will go into that Oval Office on January 20th, 2009, and roll up her sleeves and get to work for all of you. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
In Pennsylvania, she identified herself with Rocky, the fictional prize fighter from Philadelphia who got knocked down but got off the canvas. Here in Indiana, it's the real-life story of Milan High School. The film Hoosiers made it a national story, how they improbably won the state basketball championship. For most of her speech, Senator Clinton seemed to be running more against the oil companies, the insurance companies. She was running against the gas prices, which incidentally have now hit $3.62 for a gallon of self-serve regular. That's up 15 cents in just the last 2 weeks. She barely mentioned Senator Obama or John McCain.